Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a topic that, honestly, is surrounded by way too much silence, but it completely deserves our clear, objective attention. We're going to break down the mechanics of overcoming premature ejaculation. Our goal here is to destigmatize this incredibly common issue by looking directly at the biological and psychological factors at play. We'll be laying out the concrete steps provided in our source material to help you understand and ultimately master your own body. To immediately put things into perspective and normalize what we're actually talking about here, our source data highlights a really striking statistic. Premature ejaculation affects 1 in 3 men in Brazil alone. Think about that for a second. This isn't some rare, isolated flaw. It's a highly common experience shared by millions of guys, which means it's a widely studied issue with clear, highly actionable solutions. Okay, let's dive into this. The stopwatch. It is pretty much the ultimate symbol of the anxiety and pressure so many feel in the bedroom. But today, we're going to learn how to beat that clock. And we're not going to do it by stressing over it, but by systematically mastering both the mind and the physical body.
So here is our roadmap for the explainer. We'll start off by understanding the condition, then cover managing anxiety, training the PC muscle, the sexual response cycle, and finally, the control method.
Section 1. Understanding premature ejaculation. The source defines premature ejaculation very simply. It's the act of ejaculating before the desired time. Now, this can happen with or without penetration, and honestly, at absolutely any age. But here's the absolutely critical takeaway from this. It is a multifactorial issue. It is not a personal failure. In most men, it essentially boils down to a solvable equation. You've got a lack of emotional control, meaning anxiety, combined with a physical weakness in a very specific pelvic muscle. Fix the equation, you fix the problem.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it tackles a super popular myth. You know the one, that if you think about your taxes, work problems, or baseball during sex, it'll somehow magically delay climax. Well, the reality? Doing this actually spikes your mental anxiety and can completely backfire, often causing flaccidity. Our source makes it crystal clear. Just avoid this altogether. Instead, you need to be fully present and focus on actually enjoying the moment.
Section 2. Managing performance anxiety.
Pressure is basically the fierce enemy of male sexual performance. So the source outlines several practical ways to lower this pressure. First off, avoid your most exciting sexual positions right at the start, so you don't overexcite yourself. Just save those for the end. Second, you have to stop demanding so much of yourself. Literally no one performs well in bed under immense pressure. And finally, develop real intimacy by actually sharing your fear of finishing quickly with your partner. Breaking the ice this way has a massive power to overcome performance anxiety. Shared fear is just so much easier to handle.
Another incredibly effective tool for calming the mind is your breath. The source highly recommends the 4-3-4 breathing technique to reduce anxiety right in the heat of the moment. It's beautifully simple too. You exhale all the air from your body, then inhale while counting to 4. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and exhale completely again for 4 seconds. Doing this 10 times makes a massive noticeable difference in keeping your nervous system calm and collected.
Section 3. The pubococcygeus, or PC muscle.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact physical muscle we need to target, the pubococcygeus, or PC muscle. It's a key part of your pelvic floor, located right between the prostate and the base of the penis. So why is it so important? Because it literally controls the release of both urine and sperm. The stronger this specific muscle is, the more direct physical control you have over ejaculation.
To actually build this strength, the text prescribes male pompoir, which you probably know as Kegel exercises. It's essentially intimate gymnastics. First, you can easily find the muscle by going to the bathroom and simply stopping your urine flow midstream. Boom, that's the PC muscle. Now for the actual routine. Empty your bladder completely. Contract that muscle and hold it for 15 seconds without holding your breath. Relax for a few seconds. You do this 15 times to make 1 set. You'll need to do 3 sets every single day for 2 weeks to properly strengthen it.
The physical payoff here is tremendous. I mean, well beyond just preventing premature ejaculation, exercising this muscle increases blood circulation in the genital region, which directly and quite noticeably improves erection quality. It even prevents urinary incontinence. As the guide notes, being able to have sex without the constant nagging worry of ejaculating too early is priceless. It prevents the embarrassment, the low self-esteem, and even the depression that can tragically result from avoiding intimacy altogether.
Aside from just the muscle training, the guide also suggests a really fascinating brain conditioning exercise. It involves masturbating for 10 to 15 minutes a day for 7 days straight, but crucially, without ejaculating on any of those days. The goal here is to physically train your body and your brain to disassociate sexual pleasure from the act of ejaculation itself. The guide also gives a stern warning. Avoid hasty masturbation using pornography, as this actually trains your brain to be anxious and accelerate toward climax, basically reinforcing the exact problem you're trying to solve.
Section 4. The sexual response cycle. Let's move to and see how this builds into the broader biological picture.
Biology basically dictates that we go through 4 distinct phases: desire, which is the awakening; excitement, the response to stimulus; orgasm, the peak of pleasure; and resolution, which is the recovery phase. The cruel irony of male biology here is that men naturally have a huge tendency to rush straight to that third phase very, very quickly.
So the crucial point is recognizing what the text calls the point of no return. This is the exact physiological moment when you push past the limit of excitement and it becomes physically impossible to prevent ejaculation. The mental breathing techniques and the physical PC muscle exercises we just covered are specifically designed to train your body to navigate excitement without hitting this point too soon.
Section 5. The control method. The text poses this exact question. And who already has the problem? Up to this point, we've discussed habits and exercises to prevent premature ejaculation from taking hold. But for those who are already chronically suffering from quick climaxes, the source suggests the preventative measures might not be quite enough, and a more structured intervention is going to be required.
For those chronic cases, the guide impartially reports on a program called the Control Method. According to the source, this is an advanced, 8-step online treatment developed by a Dr. Marlon Mattetti, a professional with over 20 years of experience in this specific field. The program is designed to target the absolute root cause of the issue without relying on any medication, and it's hosted entirely online for 100% confidentiality, right from your phone or computer.
The source material is very confident in this program, making a bold promise to its readers. It states, and I quote, "Once completed the treatment, you will never climax quickly again." They position this as a definitive end to the problem, getting directly to the underlying causes across all aspects of the condition. Ultimately, whether you choose to implement the daily PC muscle exercises and breathing techniques on your own or look into a structured program like the Control Method, the end goal presented by the text is exactly the same. It's about restoring your self-esteem, completely erasing that bedroom anxiety, and building unburdened, deep intimacy with your partner. So, we leave you with this final thought to consider. Are you ready to train your mind and body to take back total control of your intimate moments? You now understand the mechanics of the pelvic floor, the real danger of the point of no return, and the sheer power of emotional pacing. The tools are right there in front of you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.